Across the Fence, we honor dads for the special role they play in our lives. While being a dad can be a tough job, research shows that fathers play a critical role in the positive development of their children. Kids grow up healthier and are less likely to get into trouble when a father figure is part of the household. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. Father's Day is Sunday and many of us will be spending time with or remembering our fathers. Even the best dads sometimes need help and support, and that's why the Visiting Nurse Association hosts a program for fathers. Every Tuesday night, the VNA Family Room in Burlington's Old North End becomes the place where dads can spend time with their children and take advantage of free classes to hone parenting, relationship, and employment skills. To learn more, we've asked VNA Fatherhood Programs Coordinator Josh Edelbaum and Fatherhood Program participant Matt Crane to be with us this afternoon. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
So let's talk a little bit about, to learn more about the Fatherhood Program. Josh, tell us a little bit about what the program is.
Sure. The Family Room is a parent-child center, so we host a number of programs for moms, dads, grandparents, and caregivers of all kind. And we've been fortunate enough to have the support of the VNA to host a dedicated fatherhood program for more than 20 years now. Most recently, we have a federal grant that allows us to offer some curriculum-based programs for dads, in addition to continuing the play-based opportunities that we've offered for some time.
Mm-hmm. Now, Matt, in the spirit of Father's Day, maybe you could share with us some of the joys of becoming a father.
I can tell you, the number one joy to me as far as a father goes is when my son looks me in my eyes and says, "Daddy, I love you." That's something that you don't just get, that's something you learn from your child.
And so what are some of the challenges that you've faced?
I faced a lot of challenges. A year ago, my son's mother left. We haven't heard from her since. And that has definitely opened up a lot of major challenging doors. I have communication issues with my child. He has separation issues. By all means, I have not been the most patient father in many ways. But I can honestly say those challenges are quickly coming to an end.
And so how did you become involved with the VNA Fatherhood Program?
To be honest, I had a very wonderful gentleman named John who walked me through the door one day and says, "You asked for some help and this is where I think you can get it." Introduced me to Josh and I've been there ever since.
I think, Matt, would be okay with me sharing that John works for DCF, and yes. I know there's quite a bit of information regarding some of the challenges of a large statewide system right now, but it's a great example of a wonderful collaboration that we have with the Department for Children and Families, who see an opportunity to be able to provide some long-term services for families by helping them to access our programs.
And so, Matt, how has the VNA program helped you?
In so many ways. It's helped me to learn how to communicate better with my child and with my partner, to make my home more successful in an overall picture. It's helped to allow me to learn how to be patient with my son and understand that anything that he's going through, anything that he's saying to me is valid and there's a purpose behind it. Whether it frustrates you or not, the way he goes about it does not mean that what he says is not important and that I need to take the time to hear that, acknowledge it, and help him through it. It has certainly helped me understand that providing for my child is just as important as loving and giving him that attention. And for a long time, I wasn't doing that either. In this short amount of time that I've been with this program, I'm guessing I'm at about a 24-week mark at this point. I'm now starting to run my own business. I'm very actively involved in my kids' life, and I've made some mistakes there, and I'm trying to clean those up as we speak. And me and my partner are communicating much, much better.
So, Josh, talk a little bit about why the VNA is doing this.
Well, I think it's just we're looking at what is best for kids and how do we help keep kids growing and thriving in our communities, and to help ensure that we need to make sure that we have as much participation from all family members as possible. A lot of programs say that there's focus on family, and yet oftentimes the father's left out of that picture, and we want to make sure that we don't do the same.
Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about the family room, too.
Sure, it's a wild and thriving environment. We serve more than 500 families within the year. We have a large new American population, a wonderful fatherhood program, lots of programs for mothers, and from baby massage at the earliest stages all the way through our parent education and support programs with a lot of play-based opportunities during that same time for parents to connect with each other, to be able to build some of those social connections, get some of the increased resource and supports that they might be looking for, and to build a greater sense of community so that people feel like there's the support that Matt has referred to, that it's not just what we're providing for Matt, it's what Matt's providing for us and for the other families that are there that really makes it an interesting and unique place in Burlington.
Can you give me some examples of what you provide to other folks who are involved?
Just my opinion, just what I've been through, my lessons. That's all I provide. I take the time to sit down with other fathers and be willing to hear what they have to say. Other mothers too, that walk through the door through the other programs that are involved.
And that sounds simple, but it's, I mean, Matt's willingness to share his story, to feel like it's a safe environment for him to do so, that other people are willing to hear him and to embrace him regardless of what that story has been, is just one of many examples of what the community of people that participate in our programs really embody in their spirit and their energy and their enthusiasm for participating.
It must be nice for the other parents to hear, oh, someone else is having these problems too?
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest things that keeps me going, to be honest. To walk through that door and see fathers from all different aspects and all different backgrounds, whether you're rich or poor, it doesn't matter. Whether you're successful in life or whether you're not. The reality is every one of you is a father. And every one of you has children who has the same issues as any other home. To walk through that door and feel like there were so many issues that I felt like I was alone on, and to realize that I wasn't alone on any one of those issues, by all means, was very nice and very comforting to me. You walk through the door of the family room and I'll tell you, there's not one time I've walked through that door that there's not somebody there to say hi and greet me at the door.
And so how does the VNA Fatherhood program actually work, Josh?
Can you ask more about that?
Yeah, just what has to happen for someone to be involved in the Fatherhood program?
Okay, so people access our program through a variety of sources. One might be a mom that's participating in one of our programs and sees someone wearing a T-shirt like that, or some of the signs, or speaking with our staff and hearing more about our fatherhood programs. Other times people are referred by outside agencies like DCF for Probation and Parole, or the Howard Center, or any number of agencies that we partner with in the community that inform parents about the opportunities that we have at the family room to better support fathers and the whole family.
Now, there are 3 different programs, is that correct?
Correct. We offer a parenting program, a communications-based class, which falls under our healthy relationship aspect of our grant. We just don't often talk about it as relationship. We might see less men willing to walk in through those doors, so we couch it in what the curriculum is called as active communication. And that's something that I feel like we can all really get behind, is the idea that when we're stressed, when we're feeling tired and trying to negotiate a number of different things in our life, that communication is one of the things that can fall apart pretty easily. And then we have an employment specialist through Vermont Adult Learning that works with us to help support dads individually.
I see you nodding your head. Can you give me some examples of some of the issues?
By all means, I went to the communications class, and me and my partner did. They have individual ones for fathers sometimes, because we just need some guidance there, and they have ones for couples. And what I have noticed is when I sat down in the one for the couples, it was 8 weeks. We attended probably 7, I think we missed one. And still at the end of those 8 weeks, we couldn't communicate at all at the beginning. And at the end of those 8 weeks, we communicate very successfully. There was a lot that came out of that and a lot of good lessons to learn. I've also been involved with Vermont Adult Learning. And I gotta say that the person they have working with them is wonderful. She's always been there. She's always made sure to guide us to the right places and give us the right help every time. Without fail, she's always there. If I call her, she's got back to me within a day, every time.
Now, is this something that you're used to, asking for help?
No. No, I'm not. I've had to do it several times in life, and it's not something I'm comfortable with. And to be very honest, I've learned that it's something that sometimes in life you just need to be comfortable with. You can't do it all yourself. You're not perfect. Nobody is. To be able to achieve these goals in life, to be able to get my kid where they need to be and my family where they need to be, sometimes I have to call these guys and say, hey, I need some help from my team right now. You guys are my team. This is the help I need. What can you do to give me a hand here? And there hasn't been one time that I've called on these guys that somehow, some way, they have not been there.
And so, what do you think this says about you to your son? Is he learning? Has he noticed the change in you? Has he noticed?
Yeah, overall, I think he has. I think maybe as of recently, no, because Daddy's been a lot more busy and a lot more time not at home. And that's something that I'm working on now. But overall, I think he's seen a lot of big changes. I think he understands that being involved with your community and being willing to be open about who you are as a person is how you make things happen and how you can make changes happen, how you can help people grow as individuals and help families grow as a family. He's learned that caring and loving for people is the best way to go about things. And he shows that daily. He walks around in our community every day. Hi, sir, how you doing? He doesn't even know who they are.
Well, and he's also learning, I mean, as Matt has mentioned a couple of times, the tension between work and life and family and trying to strike that balance, something that I think many families can relate to, many working families can relate to, and yet part of what we really try to accomplish through our programs is for men and women and families to really embrace the idea that this stage of life, our children that we're working with through these programs are pretty young, between birth and 6, that this is a pretty unique and powerful time in their lives for parents to be as connected as possible. And yet the expectations for men in particular is go out and get a job, which then takes those men away from the children that they most need to be a part of as much as possible. And that's just going to be a constant tension. I think that's one of the things his son is also learning right now is, yes, my dad is providing love and care and attention, but he also needs to be one of the members of our family that helps us have a home, that helps us be able to pay our bills.
Yes.
So now, Josh, in addition to your professional work with fathers, you're also a dad yourself.
Yes.
And a few years ago, you spearheaded the Vermont Fatherhood Initiative. Tell us a little bit about that.
That was born out of a regional conference, the New England Fatherhood Conference. I was able to meet some other people from Vermont that had similar interests as I did. I had some time to be able to make some phone calls and pull some people together in 2010. And this September 25th, we're going to have our 3rd annual statewide fatherhood conference at the State House in Montpelier.
And so who will go?
We're hoping that Matt and other fathers and families will join us. We're also hoping that many people from the social services and provider networks, community members, interested parties. It's a free event for people to come to hear more about the various things that are occurring for fathers and families in the state.
That's terrific. What would you say are some of the biggest tips that you're able to give to dads like Matt?
Well, I think the tips are you're not alone. We're all in this together. I don't believe there is expertise in parenting. I think there is.
Well, kids don't come with a manual.
No, not at all. And so as a father of 2 boys myself, we certainly see our own share of challenges at home, trying to negotiate all of the different things that Matt has been talking about as well. And so the tip is that we're in this together. That if we work together as a community, that we are all better off, that our kids are safer, that our kids are provided with opportunities to grow and to develop into healthy and wonderful people in our families, in our towns, in our state.
Now you have a special event coming up with the Lake Monsters. Can you tell us about that?
We do. That's exciting. We were able to create a great collaboration and partnership with the Vermont Lake Monsters. Their home opener happens to be the day after Father's Day. And so we are going to be bringing our VNA fatherhood program and moms and dads and kids and families out to the ballpark to hopefully celebrate a wonderful, hopefully great weather will allow us to celebrate a wonderful Father's Day at the Lake Monsters.
And where can people get more information, not only on that, but also on some of the issues that we've been talking about today?
They can look us up directly at vtdads.org.
And so, Matt, we have about a minute left. I'd like to ask you to sort of tell our viewers a little bit about why it's important for dads to be there.
Well, what I can tell you from my personal experience is my father left when I was born. The most important aspect to having both parents there to me is to know who you are, to have the opportunity to know where you came from, what you're about, what your makeup is. The most important part to me also is when my son lays down at night, he knows Daddy's there. When my son goes to bed at night, he can give me a kiss and hug most nights and tell me he loves me, and he gets the same thing back. There's too many kids that don't know that about their fathers, and that's not a good thing.
Well, I want to thank you for joining us today and giving us that great great insight into what you've been going through and the work that you've done, and the great family that you have and will continue to have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Sure. That's our program for today. I'm Judy Simpson. We'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.